Hey, I'm Ken.
And I'm Leanne.
And this is Journeys with Ken and Leanne. In our last video or so, I told you that we would go ahead and show you the house and the plans and things that we've changed and things that we have, I guess, gone with for the house design. So what you're seeing here on this picture, first off, is the house, the main house. It's the front of the house.
Right, and I would say we've probably made adjustments more than we've made changes. We prefer brick over siding or batting board.
Yeah, so we were going to do brick, and although this has metal roofing for the porch and it has shingles, architectural shingles for the top, we went with all metal roof.
Right, and this has a double door on the front, and of course we've chosen a different door with side lights, but still keeping the transom at the top.
Yes, we did. We did go with a wraparound porch, and you'll be able to see that in the next couple of pictures.
Right, the plans actually call for a wraparound porch with a screen porch on the back, and let's face it, guys, with the view we have, we definitely want that. Okay, so this is the elevations page, but we're not going to talk about elevation. We're going to talk more about the house. You want to start with that, Ken?
Yeah, well, what this page really shows is all sides of the house. And you'll notice the sides, they don't have any steps in them or breaks in them, but as you've seen from our previous videos, the side that is going to be next to the garage is going to have a set of steps going from the side of the house to the garage.
Right.
In a breezeway.
Right. This actually shows that on the back of the house, and we have moved it actually to the right elevation side in this photo, right in front of the double windows, and we've changed those double windows to be a door and a window.
Yes. So those are just some of the changes. Now, if you look at the left elevation side of this picture, we're also going to be putting a set of steps maybe there or off of the back deck, which is right here.
Right. The firm foundation means that side's going to be higher than we had originally anticipated, and that will be the side that goes to your shop. So we have to have steps over there.
It's going to be about 4 feet higher than we thought it was going to be, apparently. So, but that's okay. I wanted something to have that deck in the back that you can see right there in this rear elevation. There's that big deck on the right-hand side that I wanted to be able to maybe put our lawnmower under or something, so I don't have to keep it in my workshop or your garage. And there's also right back there, you can see that there is a screened-in porch. It's in the center of that rear elevation picture.
Right, and the deck kind of wraps around and hugs that screened-in porch, and it's going to be a killer view, being that it's about 4 feet higher than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah. And if you keep continuing on that rear elevation to the left, Leanne's changed that a little bit. We're going to put some French doors there. And windows on either side of that, I believe.
Right. So that actually calls for double windows and then a wall space and a door. And I thought, why? I want French doors in the middle with open pane and then 2 side lights beside that so that we can see that magnificent view. Because that's from the kitchen. So I can get ready for Ken to ring that bell.
Ding, ding, ding. I'm almost ready. Okay, here are the plans for the lower level of the house. The house is a 2-level house, but there's just a couple of bedrooms upstairs, and we'll show you that one in a second.
Yeah, so this is the floor plan that I work from the most, and you will see writing inside, outside, and upside down, probably no kidding.
Yeah.
So where we were talking about putting the Dutch door and the covered breezeway, moving the garage over to the right side, you will see that right here. And since we moved the garage to the side like that, we also had to move the garage door. And this is where I was talking earlier about how important it is to know this stuff before they start framing.
Yes, absolutely imperative. We also, you'll see right here, it calls for a rounded corner there. Well, that's going to be a tough thing for them to do. It was very costly, so we decided to square that off. We didn't really want the rounding.
Right, so, and I kind of drew that square in, It also just calls for a beam across that, and we've drawn in to maybe do a double door there, as well as a door from that. It was a dining room, we're calling it the parlor or music room, into the kitchen, so that, you know, maybe a Murphy bed or something. If we end up with all the children and grandchildren and parents over, we'll have plenty of room to sleep.
Yeah. You'll notice that our bedroom, the master suite, the door to the outside actually goes onto the screen porch. And we had originally decided to put a double chimney in the house. One that was inside the house, and then one that was outside the house in the screened-in porch. We changed that and decided to go with an electric heater at that location.
Right, probably one that has a fire, but electric. Also, the door that Ken's just speaking of, Wayne, the foreman, you've seen Wayne in other videos. He and I have talked about moving that door a little closer to the wall. I have actually literally drawn out some furniture in the bedrooms to make sure that what we have fits. If we can move that door over a little bit, then the bed and the 2 nightstands would fit at a different angle than what I have them drawn in. So I think we're going to possibly move that door over. Real important to make notes on plans and talk to your foreman and contractor. Okay, so here's my kitchen. A few things have changed there. I found it really odd that the dishwasher was on the left-hand side of the sink. I'm a right-handed person. Ken's a right-handed person, so we're moving the sink. We're going to shift that to the left a little bit and move the dishwasher over to the end of the bar area that you see there. Also, in place of cabinets, I'm putting a drink bar beside the refrigerator. That's for coffee, wine, beer, whatever. And then a little bit of an unknown for the pantry. I have a frosted glass door possible for the pantry with the word pantry on it. But in looking at old farmhouses and such, I think we're going to not put these corners here on the walls. We'll still have the wall between the refrigerator and the pantry, but do an open shelf concept, more like a farmhouse. The old traditional farmhouses with canisters and such. So making notes, look at all those canned lights. We talk about all the canned lights. There were like 20 something, it felt like a million. The angle light, the 18, I think we've determined maybe in the early 1890s is the year of that angle light. That's going to go right here, folks. Yay! So here's the laundry room, the room I'll spend the second most amount of time in. Kitchen, then laundry room. You will notice that I've written the words ball light at the light for the entryway there that's going into the master suite area. And that's because I've already bought that light. I know what light's going there. Also, you'll see X's and open area at the chute and linen closet area. That is a chute for upstairs that we're really not going to need since the children are grown and gone. And so we're going to just have an open space folding area there. And then I think a left-handed person must have created the design of this, because we're flipping the washer and dryer. Something else that's very important to know as you start construction.
Yep. For many years in the house we're in now, the washer and dryer were as they are in this drawing. The left side was the dryer and the right side was the washer. Well, they opened up.
Front door open opposite.
Yeah, opposite. So, okay, let's talk real quick about these two doors right here. The master bedroom door and the door into the bathroom. It calls for double doors to go in there. Both of them, I think, are 18-inch doors on either side, doing a 36-inch door. We've changed that to be two 36-inch doors. So that will eliminate having the two doors go, or the two swinging doors that go in there.
All right, welcome to the upstairs. Not a whole lot of changes here. Of course, we've eliminated the chute that we talked about that's above the laundry room, made that one big linen closet upstairs. Never too much closet space. We are squaring off those rounded corners, as Ken discussed, on the downstairs level. And I'm flipping the boys' closet. So bedroom 2 is for the granddaughters, and bedroom 3 is going to be focused on grandsons. And it really didn't make a lot of sense to use that whole wall space for a closet that's opposite of where the door opens. So I've already talked to Rick, and we're flipping that. And anything else? We have had some other discussions. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we had a little discussion about maybe putting a floor into this area and using it as a storage area, but the costs were just going to be too high to add that. And it really didn't make much sense to add to the cost of the house.
Right. We do have my garage. We can store things upstairs there.
Yes, we do. We got storage up there. Okay, the last thing I wanted to show or talk about is you have 3 different options when building a house. You can do a slab, you can do a basement, or you can do a crawl space. And we had toyed with maybe having a basement, and again, the costs are really high when you're adding that much more square foot to your house. So we would add another 298 square feet to the house, and at
2,098.
Yeah, 2,098. Sorry, square feet to the house at $120 to $125 a square foot. You know, you're getting way up there. If it's heated. If it's not heated, you're not going to be doing that much. So we actually went with a crawl space, which is going to be pretty good if you ask me. We're going to be able to put our air handlers and such down underneath the house where they need to go. And it's also going to, in my opinion, help keep the house cooler in the summer.
I think so too. And plus, Ken calls it the Holly Hill compound because, we've got plenty of buildings, so storage in a basement area was really not an issue for us.
And you can see the front porch, and then it wraps around the house, and you can see where the screen porch is. It does not show the deck off the back of the house there where the screen porch is at. Okay, as you can see, we're back up to the front of the house, and
this is a retake because we've already discussed this one time and both of us have forgotten what we said, and we don't script this stuff out, and it was so awesome. I hate that you miss it. One thing I believe, honey, that you talked about was the round window at the top.
Yep. I had told her that I didn't believe we were going to have that window, but she corrected me and let me know that she believes that we're going to go to a square window.
And then he corrected me and said he believes he told Rick to take the window out. So we'll see who's right on that.
Okay, the whole issue with the round window, real quick, we're talking about costs, and I'm gonna do a video on cost and savings and stuff here coming up, and what we're doing to try to cut corners and stuff. Well, a round window when you're doing brick is extremely expensive to have them brick around it. So what we're doing is we're going to switch that to a square window, so it doesn't cost as much to get the bricking around it.
And we're also still in search of what that perfect weather vane will be for the cupola on the top of the house. We did not discuss that. And you will notice also on the front of the house that we have paned windows, and I think that really adds to the look of that farmhouse. On the back side and the side windows will actually be clear picture windows.
Picture windows, yes.
So
we don't want to obstruct the views. They're so gorgeous, but we did discuss the front, and we think that the grids really add to the farmhouse look of the house.
So one of the most important things in picking out that perfect house as you're building your forever home is walk through it. Take the plans, walk in from the office or a long day after work, walk in from the shop if you're like Ken, walk in from the garage with a handful of groceries. So take your day-to-day, even working in the kitchen. What do you do? Make it your own. That's one of the things we've learned the most, and keep in mind that the contractor and the foreman keep reminding me that we'll make a lot of changes. So how do they keep up with all those changes, honey?
Well, I would love for you guys to go down below and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you know when stuff's coming out.
And look in the description for our Facebook and Instagram links. And we post things all the time there, a little more so than the videos. So
yeah, absolutely. And we really appreciate you guys watching. We'd love for you to engage and comment down below. If you think that there's a certain weather vane that you guys would love for us to look at, tell us where it's at. Put the link down below. If we're missing out on something that you think would help make our farmhouse look more like a farmhouse, let us know.
And we'd love for our friends to engage. We've gotten, Jim and Tilly gave us those doorknobs. We're going to incorporate those into the house. So we love those little special touches and things with stories.
All right. Well, that about wraps it up. And as always, we hope you enjoyed the journey.